In an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the Loyalists' inner circle to learn what they've got in mind.
This is the Hound Pit's pub. Closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing.
He don't know nothing. Of the tower.
Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
Mission clues update. What does that mean? Samuel and the boatman has smuggled you across the river, and Samuel the boatman has smuggled you across the river from Coldridge Prison. He works for an underground movement opposed to the illegal reign of the Lord Regent, and has brought you to meet the members of the organization. Is that really a clue? Yo, I think those might be the hidden allies. And we have all these notes. And my sick inventory. This is basically our cute little pub zone.
I expect they're hard at work in there. Best join them. They'll help you get whoever really killed the Empress.
You really had the smoke in my face like that?
I'm sure the Admiral was anxious to meet you. It wasn't easy getting you here. I wouldn't hang about if I were you. From what I understand, time's getting short.
Welcome to the Hound Pit Pub,
Yeah.
sir. How may I help?
Hello, sir. I am Wallace, and this is Cecilia. We have been informed of your arrival and will do our best to stay out of your way while you conduct your business.
Yes. Lydia's a servant here as well. The Admiral served in the Navy under the Empress. But something happened with the Lord Regent that drove the Admiral out. If I understand it right.
Just walk away. Doing great at being aware of my surroundings if I could just walk over here to look at some graffiti and get jump scared. Blood from the eyes. Ah, spooky. Almost looks like I should have been able to climb that. I should probably just go talk to who I'm supposed to talk to. I want to look around. Alright, let's go in. Let's peek.
So it's starting at last, Admiral. We found our man. Even after 6 months in Coldridge Prison, he slipped out like it was nothing.
Yes. Not surprising. He was the personal bodyguard of the Empress. You've heard the story.
I haven't heard the stories.
Yes, I have. It still amazes me that someone could get to the Empress and young Lady Emily.
No one knows the real story, Trevor. We all have our suspicions. We'll know the truth in time.
He's strong and quick. But I hope he understands subtlety as well.
Mostly.
Fancy dress parties. The reality is that we need men killed. Have you ever killed a man?
Only with my wit. But it's a fair point as always. He'll be here soon, and I'm looking forward to meeting him.
Wouldn't it be cool if I could, like, sneak up on him if I go through the back door? This is the same entry point. I don't know, I like looking around. Welcome! I can't read that. Best whiskey on the city. Dog fights every evening. I'll steal ore. I want to be extra. Like,
Attention all citizens. Curfew extends from sundown to sunrise unless you are otherwise authorized. Violators will be subject to interrogation and detained when necessary. Remember, the boldest measures are the safest.
Is it so wrong for me to want to be a little bit extra with it? I love picking up stuff that just transforms into coin. Alright, I probably should just get moving. Can I go in here, though? Someone was working in here. I go in sneaky, though. Why are there so many places to go? There's too much going on. Let's I'm just gonna act normal. Look, I'm a normal
we can
person.
Continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock.
What if I went behind the bar and like poked my head out like, haha?
Until the Lord Regent purged those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pit's pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep. We can talk more when you've rested.
So, interesting in that scene, I got a little distracted. His
Good to have you with us, Corvo.
drink
Nothing
was...
against the others, but there's no substitute for a man who's done his service for the crown.
Yeah, and I know I'm a pretty big deal. His drink was full, and he took a sip of it, and they did actually make
Have
it...
you talked to Piero yet?
No, I'm
He
just
made the
been
weapons he
standing
left for you
here.
on your way out of Coleridge Prison. Go see him when you can.
He did get some of the drink on his first sip, but his second sip, not so much. Overall, impressive detail.
They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
I'm assuming Pierre was in the garage that I peeked in on. Of course, I'm just going wherever I feel like right now. I think we have plenty of time to do this, because I'm pretty sure they just say go to the boat for your next mission. Unbreakable. I don't think I need to use the keyhole for that one. Yeah, there he is. Garage door is open. Hello, Lydia.
My, you must be Corvo. I am Lydia, at your service. Your room is upstairs and ready. When they told me who it was, well, I thought you'd be older, like the Admiral.
Items recovered from doing so are considered state property.
Excerpt from a series of overseer invocations. No, I think I said that right the first time. By a high overseer, Abram Templeton. And I say to you, brothers, it is here that we make our stand as a righteous force against the growing darkness. It is here that we unite against the spirits of the unknown that would drag us screaming into the night, never to return to our homes, to our families. Together we will serve as a rod to those who would stray from the herd, for the foggy gray wastes of the outsider. We will burn a bright fire with our virtuous actions, so that others will not lose their way, and to those who choose to wander beyond the walls of our homes in far places, we will strike at them swiftly before they whisper to their neighbors, filling their hearts with strangeness and doubt. Nice pair. I wish there was a thing to say what this painting was of. Oh, lots of books. Harpooner songs. Excerpt from a book of sea shanties sung by sailors. Right, I forgot this was a thing. I think it's probably in the credits, but I think they actually sang this song. What will we do with the drunken whaler? What will we do with the drunken whaler? What will we do with the drunken whaler early in the morning? Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner. Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner. Feed him to the hungry rats for dinner early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. I don't know. Early in the morning. There's so much. Slice his throat with a rusty cleaver. Some of this seems a little bit too on the nose, if I'm going to be honest. Stuff him in the sack and throw him over early in the morning. It's a funny song. Now that song right there, that's whalecore. Put this one coin up here. I need to stop doing this in my own home. Oh! Wallace.
If I may, I am the personal assistant to Lord Pendleton, and one of the senior servants at Pendleton House, as was my father. Now I am entrusted with this house, the home of the Loyalists. I have never seen the Admiral fail at any venture. If order can be restored to the city of Dunwall, I believe he can do it. If anyone can get your old life back, it's him.
Thank you.
I don't need to tell you. If the authorities investigated this place, we would be hard-pressed to explain ourselves.
Okay.
Oh!
Everyone just wandering.
With information leading to the location or return of the daughter of our beloved late.
Assuming this is the Admiral's crib. There's a lot to read. Oh, there's a lot to read. Travels of a Whaler in his Final Years. A Gaffer's Tale, Volume 2, or A Gaffer's Final Passage. After more than a quarter of a century, I am done with whaling. Too broken to continue, I've seen all the corners of the Isles and made more coin than most men see in a lifetime. But it's all gone. I've lived through an emperor and watched his daughter take the throne. Fair young Empress she was, but slain so young. Everything beautiful comes to die. I've eaten in every port of the known world and sailed in the loneliest waters you could imagine. I've seen the cliffs around Pandacia. Even the best of it doesn't give me an ounce of joy. The year comes back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies. Okay, that was a little too poetic for me. The years come back across my dreams as a line of butchered bodies, long, sleek, and singing among the waves under the moonlight, only to be speared by ugly, weather-scarred men whose knives each other's for good pairs of boots. Who would knife each other for good boots? Each year I had less time to come home. My tongue forgot the language of small chatter, and those who lived in the cities thought me odd. My sister Nina hardly knew what to say to me during our visits. When she lost her business to the Lord Regent's crooked barrister, I thought it was like a barista. Like, oh, you know, Starbucks, it just really gentrifies the whole place. I was 100 miles east of Morlaix. Gaff, hand frozen from the sleet as we tracked the first bull whale we'd seen in months. I helped her as much as I could, but Nina died in the early days of the plague. None of it mattered. If I'm jaded and bitter, it's because this industry has taken away my dreams. The world has beaten me. Do we have, like, years of stuff? Because the I don't know, the Empress stuff. I kind of wanted to get a gauge on some of that. Havelock's log entry 1. It has been days since our men were dispatched to stash weapons for Corvo in the old sewer. They have not returned, so I can only hope that they succeeded in getting the packages. Is that what all those dead bodies were? Packages delivered. Piero spent considerable time and resources making those things. If I could find a way to mass produce them, the Dunwall Navy would secure its place as the dominant force on the globe. But back to Corvo. Can he actually break out of Coldridge? And if so, will he make his way here? I personally give him odds of 1 in 5. I failed like twice. So it's, you know... Oh god, there's so many books. Stealing his money. Book of Naval History. Well, each of the Isles has some form of naval fleet. None is more envied than that of Bristol, with its long, proud history of great ships and the admirals who command them. Boys come of age in the city of Bristol hoping to someday captain such a ship, and family dynasties are made by those captains who track down infamous pirates or crush seditious uprisings, as during the Morley insurrection. In times of war and peace, Bristol continues to innovate at sea. The ship designs of Anton Sokolov himself, he made the ships too, now represents the highest standard in the whaling trade, allowing crews to halt their kill up over the deck and begin their butchery and processing. Haul their kills up over the deck and butchering process. We saw the ships, they had the whole whale up there. Even as the ship returns to Dunwall, the crews can be seen working on their latest whale as the ship moves slowly up the Wrenhaven River, coming to dock with one of the powerful warehouse companies such as the Greaves Whaling House. Spin it in the rigging overhead and backlit by the setting sun, the silhouette of one of these creatures makes a moving sight as it cruises to its final resting place in the industrial heart of the capital city. Hey, look! Another book. Gaffer's Tale, Volume 1, Early Adventures. My sister Nina... I should have read this one first. My sister Nina and I left Tivia together, saying goodbye to our aunt. If you, you're an eagle-eyed viewer, the pears come from Tivia. Saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who had raised us since children. This, like, scroll is very aggressive for... It makes it look like there's a lot more when there isn't, although it is still a lot of text. Saying goodbye to our aunt, the woman who has raised us since childhood. Leaving behind our home city of Yarrow and the cold but beautiful white landscapes we have always known, we boarded a ship for Dunwall. Our parents had left us with a sizable inheritance, and we spent half of this getting to the capital city and establishing a small import shop dedicated to Tivian furs. Once I'd helped Nina establish the business, I was free to pursue my dream, signing on with a whaling ship was the most exciting thing I'd ever done, and saw it as a means to an end. Someday I would captain my own crew, and eventually own a fleet of similar vessels. With tears in her eyes, Nina kissed me farewell, not us, it was only the one person, and I did not see her again for many months. As an apprentice to the gaffer, I got to see the tracking and killing of the great beasts up close. Nothing had ever fired my spirit so. As the wind and pounding waves racing after a wounded whale being pulled by a skein of cables embedded in its thick flesh. I changed more in those first 7 months than I had in the previous 7 years. Whaling was beginning to put its mark on me so that Nina barely recognized me when I returned. Tanned and sinewy with muscle, weather creases already wrinkling the corners of my eyes, but she could see that I was filled with joy, having found my purpose. I hope everything turns out great for him and Nina. Processed whale oil. See, that's worth a lot. Do you think the Admiral's gonna be mad that I stole everything from him? Apparently I was on top of the bed. At least I don't have to read this.
It seems we've moved to a new phase. Martin's improvisations have borne fruit.
The former bodyguard has been freed and is en route to the staging location.
Attention all
Pendleton's
citizens.
voting bloc and
Curfew
my military
extends from
connections.
sundown to
All we've lacked
sunrise
is the ability
unless
to
you are
reject lethal
otherwise
force
authorized.
in a controlled manner
Violators
against
will
the
be
previously
subject to
inaccessible.
interrogation and detained when
To
necessary.
the point,
Remember,
we need a man who can kill the
boldest
bastards
measures
for us.
are the safest.
Corvo is more than capable of that, I have no doubt. N-bomb. Is this off? Switch. Switch, where the hell is it?
It would be nice if the announcement didn't interrupt that, but subtitles still prioritized well enough, so it's all good. Inchmouth decor plate. That's worth a lot.
Did you do that?
Sorry, didn't realize people were in here.
Pleased to meet you, Master Corvo. I saw you at court in happier days, but you might not remember. I was once a close ally to the Lord Regent, Hiram Burroughs, back when he was just the spy master. He's one manipulative bastard, I can tell you that.
What are you looking up at? You don't mind me stealing from your purse. Gonna listen
My
in.
furnishings have been installed at last with no small amount of complaining by that antiquated boatman. The others have no idea what it's like to suffer as I have. Speaking of which, Wallace, please breathe 2 bottles of Dunwall Red, never mind which, and fetch a clean glass. Well, I'll begin again tomorrow.
He doesn't seem to mind that I stole his plate. Also, did you hear me break the glass?
I'm sorry it's so dark. We can't risk being seen. It is a bit romantic, though, isn't it?
It is a bit. I thought you were a small child for a minute,
We brought
Wallace.
a few trifles over from Pendleton Manor. A touch of home in these trying times.
Something about him coming down the stairs made him just look small. He is very tall. Oh. This is my chambers. Not where I'm supposed to go right now, mind you. Excuse me, this is my chambers?
Admiral Havelock made it very clear that we aren't to carry lamps outside.
The old port district has been
I like your hat.
added to the evacuation list. The weeper count for the month of siege has increased. The Lord Regent has decreed that plague ordinances
So what's
will
out here?
remain in effect through the month of rain.
Just
Stay
roofs.
alert and stay loyal.
Stay alert and loyal. I really need to find my way to who I'm supposed to talk to. Promotes robust health and fitness. Sokolov's elixir. Sure to protect your family from the ravages of the rat plague. That seems like that should be the bigger note, right? Like, oh, it makes you healthy and fit, but also cures you of the disease that kills people. Bitter leaf crematorium and fluid works. That's fun. Again, this is my chambers. Can you not be here? I'm being rude. That down there.
River traffic is forbidden from landing in the distillery district due to risk of
Is it like a
infectious
running jump?
contact. Violators will be taken to the flood
Oh, I can!
for treatment and rehabilitation.
Hell yeah. Who put that whale oil there? Now, if only I had some kind of power that would make doing this easier, but still happy I was able to do it. I would have thought there was would have been like a better way to get up here more. Can at least jump down here to make an easier escape. Yeah, because that's what I need to do right now is escape. I want to see who was over here. Oh, you're hanging out.
I once served under Admiral Havelock. Captain Havelock then. I don't know if he remembers me, but I fear it's rude to ask. I don't want to embarrass him. I was just a common riverman, hauling parcels and such along the river. But I know how to keep my trap shut, I do.
You seem pretty cool, Samuel.
This is about as far downriver as I care to go. Toward the flooded district, the river's thick with corpses. I've seen battles in my younger years, and I see you've got the stuff. Say the word, and I'll back you.
Hell yeah, Samuel.
All the little people in the city like me, we miss the Empress something terrible. And the fact that young Lady Emily is out there somewhere still lost, it's just too much for most folks to think about.
I had a lot to say. So do you live here? I guess like a outpost not in the building would make sense for someone to do like a lookout. Excerpt from a book on the far continent, Pandesia. At the Academy of Natural Philosophy, they speak of the Pandesian continent as a place of wonder, where all of life has entwined and blossomed across aeons. Producing a vibrant ecology unrivaled in the civilized world, the overseers from the Abbey of the Everyman, by contrast, talk of horror and heresies. Of cults of sub-men engaged in brutal, perverse rituals, the few who have traveled to the far continent and come back to the Isles, those who have actually touched the soil there, have returned with notes that describe vast deserts, deep jungles, and outlandish creatures that defy belief. Once in a generation, a great effort is mounted to build a colony there, in hopes of this someday growing into a port city to rival Dunwall itself, but to date, these attempts have all ended in madness and failure. Paper of Teeth's map? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal that from you. No. He's judging me. Take that coin though. He's judging me something fierce. It's kind of crazy how much there is here, because I don't think there's actually too much reason to explore. Which, you know, it's not stopping me. I found my way up and around.
House or care for a friend or family member who shows signs of blood on their face and chest area. The only way to help them is to bring them to the City Watch. They will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
They get treated in the flooded district? That really does just sound like they dumped the bodies there. Alright, something I'm supposed to be doing here? Yo, what up?
I'll be crafting your weapons and gear. All custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin. No! This cannot happen now. The tank of whale oil's run out. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Be careful. The oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
He's making my mask. I'm gonna steal your stuff still. Piero, no, I will not sign off on these purchases. A bag of powdered crystal? Tivian ore? What's wrong with the metal and crystal? King sparrow feathers? If you need feathers, sacrifice your own pillow. Maybe at the academy everything you need was paid off for by tariff and handed out willy-nilly. This is my bar, or what's left of it. And we're operating on a budget. We're running low on oil, food, elixir, building materials, and everything else. So you've got to slow down. While I'm footing the bill, I will not approve your purchases unless they're absolutely required. No more copper wire or special herbs. You need those things, go out and scavenge them. Half the city is in ruins, so no one is going to miss any of the old crap you seem to need. Admiral Havelock. I guess that partially explains the stuff that we're picking up that stuff, but we're transferring it to money because Pierrot's probably going to be a shop. Second solution, excerpt from a series of newspaper articles from prominent natural philosopher by Pierrot Joplin. It is through no fault of my own that the average citizen has expressed a preference for Sokolov's elixir over my own formula. Sold as Pierrot's remedy, a name I did not choose if you must know the truth. The public has spoken its usual message of idiocy, spending their coin as a means of selecting Sokolov's formula over mine, which I believe to be equal if not superior. Much has been made over the popularity of these concoctions as a means of resisting this remarkable new plague. I say remarkable because this strain works with an efficiency we have not seen in the history of the Empire. This plague, now making its way through the city of Dunwall, is unrivaled in its effectiveness. I've studied it with the blood of those so affected, and it is nearly perfect, elegant in fact. And while it's true that Pierrot's remedy and Sokolov's elixir are known to protect the body against the plague equally, my own has properties, not fully understood, which relates to the mind itself and the spirit, and it is in this way that my formula wins out. Here is where one should pay attention to this contest, for you see, Sokolov's elixir, with its emphasis on the brute animal body, is a crass goo better suited for livestock. The subtle and secret variance in the key ingredients making up Pierrot's remedy ensures that it works on the higher functions that separate humankind from the mindless blue-jawed hagfish swimming in the Wrenhaven River. That was a lot of nonsense.
Astonishing.
Sorry. Didn't think he would react. Maybe I should stop touching stuff. I say, continuing to touch everything around. What the hell is this? Dude, you like a portal? I guess we'll know what this is. The door to nowhere has proven to be a safety hazard, but for me, this project is an endless source of inspiration. With the proper application of energies, I believe I can transform the door frame into a window of sorts, one that will allow a traveler to cover the distance from my workshop to some distant, arbitrary point in a single step. Currently, the step leads to a sheer drop, straight down into the courtyard. In time, it will bridge gaps that will boggle the mind. Such work in many years away, to be sure, but if I survive this plague, I'm sure to succeed. It's like a portal reference? What is going on here? Dude, you don't got nothing I can steal from here? You got a book I can read. Whale vivisection. Natural philosopher aboard a whaling ship. Remarkably, each specimen I had the pleasure of studying during the voyage possessed some minor variance in physiology. On the second leg of the trip, east of Tivia, the crew hauled aboard a female, some 42 feet in length. I estimate she weighed 35 tons and the ship sat low, rocking side to side through the night with her thrashing. By candlelight, I took her apart, sketching and taking notes against her bellowing. I cut into the massive tentacles around her mouth. Within, I found a row upon row of teeth and a baleen running along the upper jaw. Through this broom-like structure, I assumed she filtered food from the water that was too small to be chewed. Sounds just like a whale with all those tentacles. Out at sea, they secure the beast with hooks, with lines cast from the main ship and from several smaller boats. Buoys keep the whale from diving deep. Once it's caught, a larger hook is driven through the tail, which is used to hoist the creature up through the chute. They moan and bellow for some time as the men get them onto the deck, and then lift them into the scaffolding overhead. The ship adjusts its prow and returns to port in Dunwall, where the crew works on the great creature, slicing off the fattiest parts while it's still alive. Fun! One more note. Sokolov no longer has the upper hand with regards to supplies of whale oil. The good admiral has paid for the installation of my own system, which will enable me to work in this place. The oil tanker dispenser, when activated, will produce an empty vessel for filling. When the empty tank is held near the oil tank refilling pump, the magnetic attractor should take the tank and lock it in the correct configuration. Using the lever will begin the refilling process. Once refilling is completed, the tank can be removed and placed in service. Extreme caution must be used in handling the full tank. They are quite unstable. The system is sound and well engineered. It appears that the Greaves Oil Company has done something correctly for once.
The Academy teaches that absurd idea that the energy in whale oil arises from the need to maintain life functions at extreme ocean depths. The pressure and the cold are too much to endure without it. I speculate that a human being might,
That
by a
one is
process
empty.
of
A new
adaptation,
tank.
produce high energy humors in the body. I could build a tank that would slowly increase pressure on a subject over a long period of time, and then observe them for years if need be, to see if the formulation of energetic substance is developed. Surely the Empress would be able to furnish me with facilities subject to the necessary legal amnesty.
Sorry. Got a little carried away there. Every full one? Yo, how much whale oil we got in here? Maybe wasn't the best idea. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Hey, I heard these things are a little dangerous. Be careful with it, man.
Now plug it in. Perfect. Thank you, Cole. Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face, but this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, the fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Center lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables and I will resell them on the black market. That should give us the money to craft the things you need. Tell me what I can make for you.
I love how my face just like snapped into position. Not now. Yes, let's have a look. Okay, so ammunition's pretty obvious. Sleep is gonna be a great option. Spring razor, a trap that can be placed on nearly any surface. Seems like a mine. Rewire tool allows you to rewire circuitry and turn security systems to your advantage. Consumed on usage. And just a grenade. Upgrades, accuracy, range, reload, combat sleep dart. Sleep dart's sedative effects is immediate even in combat. So does it work in combat normally? And just it takes time, or does it not at all? Because that might be a good option to have. Pistol upgrade allows pistol upgrades and adds a short range spread damage. This like unlocks the ability to upgrade. Radius makes this sword more effective when locking blades and pushing against an enemy. That seems so vague. Allows you to magnify your view. R3 to zoom. Increases bullet storage capacity. Standard grenades. Bone charm capacity. I'm not familiar enough with bone charms. That sounds like it's kind of like equipping rings. Do we have an optic thing right now?
You must be exhausted. I advise that you get some sleep. Your life will get even more difficult soon. You should rest while you can.
Yeah, I'll head to my room.
Sleep well.
I don't like the way you said that. Oh, I didn't think it would actually fade me there. I thought it would still tell me where to go. Somewhere else. Golden Cat. The finest ladies in all the Isles. Skilled in the sensual arts. Aged whiskey of renown. Like raining. Oh, it's a magic land. Something's not right. I don't know, this seems normal.
Hello, Corvo. Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world, great forces that men call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power, my gift to you. Come find me.
Something's not right. A blink. L2 to execute a fast and stealthy forward dash through the world. You can also use it to move upward, but the distance is reduced. Aiming at ledges will allow you to blink forward and climb up. Precision. Blue sphere indicates you should reach your destination. Blue arrow indicates that you will climb. I'm just hanging out on this boat. So it's, basically just L2 is going to be magic or gun. But yeah, we magic now. Fallen letter. You cannot save her, 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 you cannot save her. Yeah, I figured she's already dead. Thanks. Thanks for reminding me. Hero's spiritual remedy. Guess that's why we were reading about that. That's for the magic stuff where the elixirs for healing. Just use it normally like that. Corvo, I'm very sad to say that you're dead like mother, but I'm going to put this note in a bottle and throw it into the river because I do not believe them. Living here is very strange. I do not like it, so please come for me if you can. Don't know what that scene is I'm seeing. Yo, but check this out. Whale oil, fish, black crab, river crust. Like the picture. I do kind of want to buy that optic thing because I don't think we can use it right now. It might just be because of this position we're in right now. No. It's just like throwing stuff. kind of really wish I had the optic thing. I want to see how like accurate these picture models are of characters. They look like they're just normal models though. I forgot about the tall guys. These are weird. There's like some like hyper technology, which is what makes it whale punk instead of steampunk. That's a little weird in the game. Like, I mean, look at the metal here on Olger Square and Docks. I don't think I quite use that right. It's interesting. If I don't overuse the magic, it seems like we kind of have a little bit like left over. Like if I just use it once, I don't, and just like wait a minute, it doesn't seem like I'm really using it up. Some distance, actually. Like, I don't know, that doesn't look like that's too much. I just need to not overuse it, which is a neat kind of way to limit you without necessarily making it a resource that's hard to get.
In the days that follow, your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes bearing my mark in the lonely places of your world, and at shrines raised in my name. These runes will grant you powers beyond those of other men. To help you find these runes, I give you this, the heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
Yo, the heart. Equipping the heart on your left hand helps you locate bone charms or ruins, even through walls. Heart beats and lights up when you are facing a bone charm or ruin, and it beats faster as you get closer. The heart will whisper secrets if you press L2 while targeting a person or location. This is the end of all things in the beginning. I also have D-pad I can use to switch between things. Crouch right now? Seems like I feel small, like a little short. Corvo's not quite as tall as he could be. All things cradle songs of comfort and bone gnawed by teeth. Those who dabble in the black arts draw their powers from here. Kind of partially hoping that this would be more vocal. I can feel a great age ending. End of all things in the beginning. Yo, check out that horse. I don't know if there's any real reason for me to be holding on to the juice. I have that range. Ruin achieved. Oh, the music was swelling up, and it's like, nah, you're done. Once you've collected some ruins, open a journal and go to the power section to exchange them for powers. Ruins can be collected and used to acquire supernatural powers. Thank you. Thank you. Dark vision, see, so, yeah, this was the kind of the thing where I'm like, oh, well, that trophy means I can actually upgrade Blink, right? So we have one rapid forward movement for a longer distance. Just long distance. Strategic tips is nice. See in the dark and see living beings through walls, including their fields of vision, and representations of the sound that you make are also visible. See living beings through walls, including their field of visions, representations of the sound that you make are visible. See useful objects in the security system through walls as well. Possession allows control of animal targets for a short duration, allows control of human targets for a short duration. Possession is very powerful, allowing you to merge physically with the animals, such as fish or rat. For a limited duration, you must have an unobstructed path to your target. Useful for stealth, enables you to hide in small places or move through space normally too small for you, like water-filled drainage pipes or ventilation ducts. Enemies will try to stomp you if you are possessing a rat. While possessing a hound, you can sprint fast. At level 2, you can possess humans as well. Your control of humans is limited, so combat or fast movement are not possible. Possessing a human allows you to perform simple actions such as collecting objects or opening doors. Allies of the human you are possessing will not attack you, and security devices attuned to the human you are possessing, like the arc pylon or wall of light, will not harm you. You're falling, possessing an animal or human on the way down will effectively break your fall. That sounds pretty useful. Cost 3 ruins. Everything seems to cost 3. Mana consumption is very high. Slow time for short duration. Completely stops time for a short duration. You move normally. Seems useful. Devouring Swarm. So, like, these all seem like... I guess the arrow indicates that it's a useful one. These seem like they're pretty, low chaos, but I know this is a high chaos. Summons a swarm of rats that will attack others and disperse after a short duration. Swarm will also consume corpses. Rats that will attack others and disperse after a short duration. They'll consume corpses faster. That does not seem like that's worth leveling up twice. Wind Blast. Powerful wind that can push back or knock down enemies and shatter doors. Very powerful wind that can kill enemies by throwing them into walls and shattering doors. Seems like a bit much. Health increase. Don't really... Health regeneration is improved. Bloodthirsty. Build up adrenaline, then trigger brutal melee fatalities. Build up adrenaline faster than trigger brutal melee fatalities. Enables a double attack for adrenaline kills, which can be used against multiple enemies. That sounds fun if you're going full combat. Jump height is increased and falling damage is reduced. Overall movement speed is increased. Doesn't seem too bad. Shadow kill. Unaware enemies who don't see you turn to ash as they die. All enemies turn to ash as they die. That seems useful if you really want to go for the killing. We will hold off. I mean, like, this does cost mana to do. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have this, but I almost kind of want to go for, like, possession. That sounds like the funner option. We'll see how it goes.
How you use what I have given you falls upon you, as it has to the others before you. And now I return you to your world, but know that I will be watching with great interest.
Mainly the swarm of rats sounds really fun, which is where I'm like, oh, do I want to go non-lethal or do I just want to get wild with it? I don't know. And in an old bar on the river, your new allies have plans to share with you. Meet with the loyalists' inner circle to learn what they've got in mind. Like I said, though, I would like to still go low chaos. But if need be... Oh, right, this is the definitive edition. I think all of this is, oh god, I think all of this is like pre-order bonuses that were included in the definitive edition. Do I want to just grab all these? The Journal of Granny Rags? I like how there's books involved. This is a lot of stuff. I don't really even know what bone charms are. But also, do I really want it to pulse at me? We'll pick them up. It's like I pre-ordered the game. What is this, like 4 different bonuses? Is that what this is? Rumors and sightings, Dodd. For over a year now, I have lived away from the Abbey without the company of my overseer brethren or the guidance of the blind sisters of the oracular order. Days have passed with me sleeping in the dens of cut purses, murderers, and worse, and the nights have seen me prowling through the worst alleys and wretched corners of Dunwall. I've taken my meals with killers. At times, I have ventured beyond the city walls, meeting in forgotten graveyards and the outlying ruins frequented by those of ill means. My beard has grown long, and I wear the weathered clothing and bits of boiled leather favored by the Bottle Street and Hatter gangs, and by those rough men and women who make their trade knifing others in return for coin. My hands have run red with blood, it's true, but I have selected my target with care, choosing among those criminals and heretics who were not fit to live, executing them justly, and using their death as a means of building my reputation. This trick has allowed me to make my name among my murderous colleagues without taking the lives of the innocent. Oh my god. My goal is singular. I must impress the assassin named Drod in order to get close to him. Of all the practitioners of black magic we have tracked, none concerns the Abbey as much as Dowd. It is said that his mother was a witch from one of the archipelagos. I think archipelagos is correct, right? Off the Pandesian coast, taken captive by pirates venturing far from the Isles. According to the legend, by the time the ship returned, the captain was dead and the witch controlled the crew, with Dodd still a shadow in her belly. The earliest stories tell of a gang killer without mercy, moving among the shopkeepers and cities watch officers of Dunwall, like a reaper through wheat. Then a period of silence followed. Years we now believe he spent traveling the Isles, studying anatomy and the occult in the great halls of learning and the hidden basements frequented by fellow dabblers in the forbidden art. Dodd is even purported to have spent a winter in the Academy of Natural Philosophy itself, and for a time before a schism developed, he counted the Brigmore witches among his allies. All the while he honed his craft, and it is during this time that we believe he began to consort with the outsider. I know that guy. New reports emerge of a dusky-skinned assassin paid by the elite to eliminate their rivals in Dunwall and in the other major cities across the Isles. Those who saw him and lived numbered in the handful, but all of them reported something strange. He appeared and vanished like smoke. From a nearby rooftop, he gestured, and a noblewoman stumbled from her balcony, falling to her doom on the cobblestone below. Most recently, as this new threat of plague has risen in Dunwall, Dodd has been seen leading a gang of men in dark leather. Dressed as factory whalers in their vapor masks, they seem loyal beyond comprehension for one so unworthy, leading me to wonder if some of his magic is dedicated to lulling their minds and enslaving them. Only a month ago, one young girl claims to have come upon a strange scene. Carrying a bottle of milk home to her crippled brother, She was taking a shortcut through the tailor's district and a narrow street. She passed beneath a window and heard unusual sounds from within. Pushing aside the ratty curtain, the girl saw into an abandoned apartment used by miscreants for gambling and trading haberweed. An occult shrine had been erected against the far wall, which she recognized from the teachings given by her local overseer. The man she described as resembling Dodd was kneeling before the shrine, muttering to an unseen spirit as if in argument. He took a carving made of pale bone from the altar before him, and lights all went out in a gush of unclean wind. Quiet as a field mouse, she slipped away, running until she reached her home. There can be no doubt, Dodd is an agent of the outsider and must die, but there is no limit to the evil this man might do. This is my solemn oath and the great purpose of my life, until Dodd is dead and his corruption. Until Dodd is dead, right? Okay. And his corruption has been purged from the world. I will continue to move among the depraved, winding my way towards him. I will not drop my guise or don my overseer's mask again until Dodd breathes no more. That's a lot of info. I'm going to just pick this up. What is it? Bone charms provide small supernatural benefits. Locating them by listening for the song they emit. By default, you can activate up to 3 bone charms at once in the bone charm section of the journal. This is like big money. Mystic fish artifact. What does that mean? Enemies miss more often with arrows and bolts. Swim speed increased slightly. Drop assassination gives you a bit of health. Okay, so yeah, these are like very minor bonuses. I don't really mind picking these up, I guess. I don't really get the... Why did I take out my stuff? We'll come back to those later. And calm down, heart. Hounds kill hounds and money changes hands. I'd rather just not have these whispering as kind of my main thing.
Attention, citizens of Dunwall. The old port district has been added to the evacuation list.
Let's look at what we actually picked up, though. Void channel powers effect slightly improved. White rats won't attack you. That's weird. Like, if they're grouped. Did it say by default I could only equip 3? Can I really equip 7 right now? White rats can be consumed for... Okay. Shot whiskey bottles explode with greater intensity. Win sword versus sword contests more frequently. Damage from explosions reduced slightly. Moderate keyhole peeping magnification. Like zoom in more. Voyeur is what it's called. Yeah, we want voyeur on. Breaking glass sound is moderately reduced. Breath capacity in water. Enemies miss more often. Swimming. Drop assassination. Okay. I mean, having... all these books. Yeah, so these just let me get a lot more. So what was the upward limit? Like 6? So I can have 4 extra ones on? Yeah, because I would have started with 3. That part kind of feels a little scuffed, honestly. If I load the game from where we started, I guess I could always just say I'm gonna only use 3 at the moment, but I kind of don't want the artifact. That seems a bit much. I'll grab them bone shards for fun, though. And I'll take the extra money. But But the artifact just kind of, it's a lot. The extra money is also a lot. Anyways, this makes my room look nice and filled. Like I have cute little things around. Okay. Less issues. My limit on bone charms is small. I want to be a voyeur though. Maybe we'll pick those up eventually, but for now we'll hold off.
The only way to help them
I do want
to the city watch.
some more ruins
They
though.
will be taken to the flooded district for treatment.
Ow. Broke my leg a little bit. Wonder if I could have actually found this if I actually tried swimming over here before. Probably just doesn't exist until you have the play your way powers. Going from roof to roof, possess rats and fish, have fun. Basically what the game just told me. I mean, the optional objective was doing this, so we reached the optional objective. And I guess this will tell me if there's anything else around. So we definitely want to make sure we gather all of those. And bone charms are kind of a less important thing. Judging by the cool pre-order bonuses, it's very minor. Upgrades. Oh my god. Curvo, please, climb. Curvo, I'm drowning. Blah. Imagine your ace for getting through everything is just in the river, dirty pond water, river, drowning, while holding a weird artificial heart. Such laughter, and they are singing the old songs, linking arms, but that was from a happier time. A little weird. Dude's not over here.
Does part of the soul live in the heart? If the heart keeps beating, does that mean that the spirit is never released into oblivion? I can keep a heart beating forever with electricity, but what does that mean for any essence trapped within? It'd be easier if I created these processes in waking hours. I am uneasy pursuing avenues that emanate from my dreaming mind.
A cool conversation to have while I'm holding a heart.